Hi, in this video we're going to talk about Centrify User Suite Active Directory integration. And the way this is accomplished is by using what are called cloud connectors. And cloud connectors are Windows servers that run inside the premises of your organization behind the firewall. And what they do is with a secure channel, they establish communication with the Centrify cloud service. What that does is that it eliminates the need of having explicitly having to synchronize attributes outside your premises. And they enable a lot of cool capabilities that we will be exploring in this blog. So before we add a cloud connector, we need to have a strategy. And there's absolutely great documentation on the Centrify website about this. But the most important thing is, I would say, redundancy. We need more than one cloud connector because especially when Active Directory users are trying to use those web or mobile applications, they need to have at least two, so just in case one goes down, there's another one that can pick up the load. Another thing to note is, the requirements. So notice that it requires a 64-bit system with, at least 8 gigs of RAM. Of course, there's a capacity planning document for this. Another thing is the ports required for communication. And notice that all communication is double encrypted because we may be talking through SSL, but also the communication inside the service bus is encrypted as well. And these are the URLs or the domains that need communication for the cloud service, and these are the ports. Notice that port 80 is open, but that doesn't mean that port 80 is going to be used for communication. So from a planning perspective, I would say location closer to global catalog from an Active Directory perspective is really important. With that in mind, let's go ahead and install our first cloud connector. I am connected to to app 2, and this will be my first cloud connector. And what I'll do is, all I need to do is come to the settings tab, go to the cloud connectors, and I'm going to add a cloud connector. And all I need to do is download the software. I'm going to go ahead and open it. Notice that it's a very fast download and it's a very small set of bits. And once I've downloaded this, all I need to do is follow the instructions to do a setup. So I'm going to go ahead and run. And from there, that's going to do the extraction, and I'm going to be welcomed by the wizard. Another thing that I did not mention is having the proper permissions to have access to install this, because we're going to add an object in Active Directory. We need to have the proper permissions, and in here what we need to do is to have the modify permissions. And let's go ahead and run it. I'm going to go ahead and accept the EULA and go next. Notice that there's several components to the connector. So there's tools for mobile and group policy integration. So what that means is that if you choose those components, that means that you can use group policy to enforce mobile device management capabilities. So let's go ahead and do next. And I'm going to go ahead and do the installation. It's a really fast installation. And once that is connected, all we need to do is go back and activate and register it. So, I'm going to go ahead and close that up. You will see that you will get a Cloud Manager icon on your desktop. So that's going to be a fast, way for you to access that. And I'm going to go ahead and show you some new programs that might have been added, but let's go ahead and run the configurator. So here it is asking me for the admin account that was used when the cloud service was created. So let's go ahead and, in this case, is admin Centrify and the password. Notice that I have the ability to change environment. So in my particular case, I'm in cloud, so that's pretty good. I have the ability to use a web proxy. This is great because what is the benefit to organizations is that you don't need to put this in the DMZ and open holes in a firewall. So this can be behind your proxy server. And in here it's saying, do you want to activate the property pages for Active Directory used on computers? So I'm going to say yes. And the user, because Jerry in the demo environment, some of you have been following this demo for a long time, Jerry's a domain admin, he has the ability to do that. And this is, several things happen when you're enrolling the connector. You know, a certificate needs to be issued to the machine, and a trust. So that's going to enable, you know, the secure tunnel to be created. There's going to be time sync, it's a few kind of like a checklist of things that need to happen. So notice that I actually missed the credentials here, so I'm going to go ahead and change that. So what happened was that I did not provide the domain at the end. So this is so this is pretty cool, and you know, one of the things that we do, we try to do these demos in kind of real time, what people would go through in this installation. So the service, there's going to be a Windows service that's going to be installed, and a few apps that are going to be installed. So I'm going to go ahead and try and find in Windows some of the new things. So I'm going to do and find connector. This is the connector configuration control panel, you will notice that the application actually allows me to see how the whole thing has been set up. So I've already launched it here. Notice that, you know, it's telling me what's the server name, what is the customer ID. I have ability to kind of, determine how things are going to happen in terms of Active Directory verification interval for users, auto update. I have the ability to re-register my connector if we lose connectivity or the computer is down for a long time, and I have logging. So another thing that happened is this: if I go to Active Directory used on computers, a new tab has been added when you look at objects in AD. So if I go and look at any object in AD, I will see a new tab for the Centrify mobile in this case. So the user not only can do self-service, but they can call the help desk and we'll be able to provide MDM capabilities at this level. To wrap it up, let's take a look at the cloud service. And now I'm going to go back to, the cloud connectors tab. And in here, you will notice that now I have a cloud connector. It shows me the capabilities. It's running the AD proxy, and we have something called the app gateway, which will be explored in a later video. But as you can see, it was very simple to install Cloud Connector. Cloud Connectors, the main goal is to have a mutually authenticated connection between Active Directory and the cloud service, and that eliminates the need of explicit synchronization of attributes outside your premises.